I watched my sister take the birthday gift I'd spent months creating for my niece and shove it under a bush. She looked around to make sure no one was watching, then smiled and walked back to the party like nothing happened. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding. I couldn't believe what I'd just seen. Then, 2 hours later, our elderly neighbor walked up to me holding the gift. "I think this belongs to you," she said quietly. "And I think you need to know what else I saw." What she told me shattered everything I thought I knew about my family. My name is Lauren Hayes, and I'm 29 years old. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, about 20 minutes from my parents' house. I'm close with my family, or at least I thought I was. My older sister, Vanessa, is 34. She's married with 2 kids, a 7-year-old daughter named Emma and a 4-year-old son named Tyler. Vanessa has always been the golden child, the successful one, the one my parents brag about to their friends. She's a real estate agent, makes good money, lives in a nice house, drives a luxury SUV. On the surface, she has the perfect life. I'm a graphic designer. I work freelance, which means my income isn't as stable as hers. I rent a small apartment. I drive a 10-year-old Honda. I'm not struggling, but I'm not living the picture-perfect life Vanessa has. And she never lets me forget it. Growing up, Vanessa was always competitive. If I got an A, she had to get an A+. If I joined a club, she had to become president of it. If I got attention, she found a way to redirect it back to herself. As adults, it got worse. Every family gathering turned into a performance where Vanessa showcased her accomplishments while subtly putting me down. "Lauren's still freelancing," she'd say with a pitying smile. "It's so brave that she's okay with the instability." Or, "Lauren's apartment is cute. Small, but cute." I tried not to let it bother me. I told myself she was insecure, that she needed validation, that I should be the bigger person. But it hurt. Every single time. The worst part? My parents didn't see it. Or if they did, they ignored it. They praised Vanessa constantly. They talked about her house, her job, her kids. And when they talked about me, it was always with a hint of concern. "Lauren's doing fine," my mom would say. "She's just figuring things out." I wasn't figuring things out. I was building a career I loved. But it didn't matter. In their eyes, I'd always be the one who hadn't quite measured up. Still, I loved my niece and nephew. Emma, especially. She was creative, curious, and full of life. She reminded me of myself at that age. Her 8th birthday was coming up, and I wanted to do something special for her. Something meaningful. So I spent 3 months creating a custom illustrated storybook. Emma loved stories about magic and adventure, so I wrote one just for her, a story about a brave girl who discovers she has the power to create her own world. I illustrated every page by hand. Watercolor paintings. Intricate details. I poured my heart into it. It was the best work I'd ever done. And I couldn't wait to give it to her. The family decided to throw Emma a birthday picnic at the park. My parents reserved a pavilion. Vanessa organized everything: decorations, food, games. I showed up early to help set up. I brought the storybook, wrapped in beautiful paper with a handmade card attached. Vanessa was already there, directing people like a wedding planner. She barely looked at me when I arrived. "You're late," she said. "I'm 10 minutes early," I replied. She rolled her eyes. "Whatever. Just put the gifts on that table." I walked over to the gift table and carefully placed my wrapped storybook among the other presents. There were a lot of them: expensive toys, electronics, clothes. My gift looked small and humble next to everything else. But I didn't care. I knew Emma would love it. The party started. Kids ran around screaming. Adults sat in clusters, talking and laughing. Emma was in her element, playing games, opening cards, soaking in all the attention. I stood off to the side, watching, smiling. I was genuinely happy for her. Then I saw Vanessa walk over to the gift table. She picked up my present, looked at the tag, and frowned. My stomach tightened. She glanced around to see if anyone was watching. Then she walked away from the pavilion, toward the edge of the park where there were bushes and trees. I followed her, staying far enough back that she wouldn't notice me. She stopped near a large bush, looked around one more time, and then shoved my gift underneath it. She covered it with leaves and branches, making sure it was completely hidden. Then she walked back to the party, smiling like nothing had happened. I stood there, frozen, trying to process what I'd just seen. My sister had just hidden my gift. On purpose. She didn't want Emma to see it. I felt sick, angry, heartbroken. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed to understand why. I walked back to the party, my mind racing. Why would she do that? Was she jealous? Did she think my gift wasn't good enough? Or was this just another way for her to diminish me? I didn't know. But I wasn't going to let it go. For the next hour, I watched Vanessa. She was in full hostess mode, smiling, laughing, making sure everyone was having a good time. She looked so happy, so in control. But I knew the truth. And I was going to find a way to expose it. Around 2 hours into the party, it was time to open presents. Emma sat at a table surrounded by her friends and family. Everyone gathered around, phones out, ready to capture the moment. Vanessa stood beside Emma, directing the whole thing like a stage manager. Okay, sweetie, let's start with this one, Vanessa said, handing Emma a large box. Emma tore into it, pulling out a brand new tablet. Everyone oohed and awed. That's from Aunt Vanessa, Vanessa announced proudly. More presents followed. Toys, clothes, gift cards. Emma smiled politely at each one, but I could tell she was getting overwhelmed. I waited. I kept looking toward the bushes where Vanessa had hidden my gift, wondering if I should say something. But before I could, our neighbor, Mrs. Calloway, appeared. She was an elderly woman in her 70s who lived 2 doors down from my parents. She'd known our family for over 20 years. She was kind, observant, and sharp as a tack. She walked up to me, holding something wrapped in the paper I'd used for Emma's gift. Lauren, she said quietly, I believe this is yours. I stared at the gift in her hands. Where did you find that? In the bushes, she said. I saw someone hide it. My heart started pounding. You saw? Mrs. Calloway nodded. I was walking my dog near the edge of the park. I saw your sister take this gift and hide it under a bush. I thought it was strange, so I retrieved it. I felt my face flush with anger and embarrassment. She hid it on purpose. I know, Mrs. Calloway said gently. And I think you need to know, this isn't the first time. I stared at her. What do you mean? She hesitated, then glanced around to make sure no one was listening. Lauren, I've seen your sister do things like this before. At your parents' house. At family gatherings. She's been sabotaging you. Sabotaging me how? Mrs. Calloway took a breath. Last Thanksgiving, I saw her throw away a dish you'd brought before anyone could try it. She told your mother you'd forgotten to bring anything. My jaw dropped. What? And at Christmas, I saw her hide a gift you'd given your father. She replaced it with one of her own and put your name on it. I felt like the ground was tilting beneath me. Why would she do that? Mrs. Calloway's expression was sad. Because she's threatened by you, dear. She always has been. I shook my head, trying to process everything. But why? I've never done anything to her. You don't have to, Mrs. Calloway said. You exist. And that's enough. Tears stung my eyes. My parents don't see it. They think she's perfect. I know, Mrs. Calloway said softly. But I see it. And I have proof. I looked at her confused. Proof? She pulled out her phone. I started recording her behavior months ago. I wasn't sure if I should tell you, but after today, I knew I had to. She handed me her phone. On the screen was a video. It showed Vanessa at my parents' house during Thanksgiving, taking a casserole dish I'd made and throwing it in the trash. Then she walked back inside and told my mom, Lauren didn't bring anything this year. Typical. I felt sick. Mrs. Calloway swiped to another video. This one was from Christmas. Vanessa was in my parents' living room, taking a gift I'd wrapped for my dad and hiding it behind the couch. She then pulled out a different gift, removed the tag, and wrote my name on it. "She's been doing this for years," Mrs. Calloway said quietly. "And I've been documenting it because I knew one day you'd need to see the truth." I couldn't speak. I just stared at the phone, watching video after video of my sister systematically erasing my contributions and taking credit for things I'd done. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" I finally asked. "Because I wasn't sure you'd believe me," Mrs. Calloway said. "And I didn't want to cause family drama without evidence." I handed her phone back, my hands shaking. "What do I do?" "You confront her," Mrs. Calloway said. "In front of everyone. Right now." I looked back at the party. Vanessa was still standing beside Emma, smiling, basking in the attention. "I can't," I said. "It'll ruin Emma's birthday." "Emma deserves to get your gift," Mrs. Calloway said firmly. "And you deserve to be seen." She was right. I knew she was right. I took the wrapped storybook from her hands and walked back toward the pavilion. My heart was pounding. My palms were sweating. But I wasn't going to stay silent anymore. I walked up to the gift table and set the book down loudly. Everyone turned to look at me. "Sorry," I said, my voice steady. "I forgot to put this with the other gifts." Vanessa's face went pale. Emma looked up, curious. "What is it, Aunt Lauren?" "It's something I made for you," I said, walking over to her. "Something special?" Vanessa stepped forward. "Lauren, maybe we should let Emma open it," I said, cutting her off. My mom looked confused. "Sweetie, where was it?" "I didn't see it on the table earlier." "That's because it wasn't on the table," I said, looking directly at Vanessa. "Someone hid it." The air in the pavilion changed. People stopped talking. My dad frowned. "What are you talking about?" Vanessa said, forcing a laugh. "Why would someone hide a gift?" "I don't know, Vanessa," I said. "Why would you?" Her face flushed. "I didn't." "Yes, you did," I said. "I saw you. You took my gift off the table, walked to the bushes, and hid it. Mrs. Calloway saw you too. And she has it on video." Everyone turned to look at Mrs. Calloway, who was standing at the edge of the pavilion, holding her phone. Vanessa's mouth opened, but no sound came out. My mom stood up. "Lauren, this is a serious accusation." "It's not an accusation," I said. "It's the truth. And it's not the first time." I pulled out my own phone and opened the videos Mrs. Calloway had sent me. I held it up so everyone could see. "This is Vanessa throwing away my dish at Thanksgiving. This is her hiding my Christmas gift to Dad. And this is her hiding Emma's birthday present today." I played each video. The room was silent except for the sound of the recordings. When the videos finished, my dad turned to Vanessa, his face hard. "Is this true?" Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. "I can explain." "Explain what?" I said, my voice shaking. "Explain why you've been sabotaging me for years? Explain why you've been erasing my contributions so you can look better." I wasn't trying to. "Yes, you were," I said. "You've been doing it our whole lives. And I let it go because I didn't want to cause problems. But I'm done." My mom looked devastated. "Vanessa, why would you do this?" Vanessa broke down. "Because no matter what I do, it's never enough. Everyone always talks about how talented Lauren is, how creative she is, how special she is. And I'm just the boring one. The responsible one. The one no one really cares about." "That's not true," my dad said. "Yes, it is," Vanessa shouted. "You've always loved her more. And I've spent my whole life trying to prove I'm just as good. Better, even. But it's never enough." I stared at her, stunned. "Vanessa, that's insane. Mom and Dad have always praised you. They've always held you up as the example I should follow." "Because I had to work for it," Vanessa said, tears streaming down her face. "You just exist, and people love you. I have to earn it. So you decided to tear me down instead of building yourself up?" She didn't answer. She just stood there, crying, looking small and broken. Emma, who'd been watching the whole thing, spoke up quietly. Mom, did you really hide Aunt Lauren's gift? Vanessa looked at her daughter, and for the first time, I saw shame in her eyes. Yes, she whispered. I did. Emma's face crumpled. Why? Because I was jealous, Vanessa admitted. And I'm so sorry. The silence that followed was unbearable. My dad cleared his throat. Vanessa, I think you need to leave. Dad. Leave, he said firmly. Take some time to think about what you've done. Vanessa grabbed her purse and walked toward the parking lot, her shoulders shaking. Her husband followed, looking embarrassed and confused. Emma stayed behind, tears in her eyes. I knelt down beside her. Emma, I'm sorry you had to see that. It's okay, she said quietly. Can I still open your gift? I smiled through my tears. Of course. She carefully unwrapped the storybook, her eyes widening as she saw the cover. You made this for me? I did, I said. Every page. She opened it and gasped. It's so beautiful. She flipped through the pages, her face lighting up with every illustration. When she finished, she threw her arms around me. This is the best present I've ever gotten, she whispered. I hugged her back, tears streaming down my face. My mom came over and put a hand on my shoulder. Lauren, I'm so sorry. I had no idea Vanessa was doing this. I know, I said. But you should have seen it. You should have noticed. She nodded, tears in her eyes. You're right. And I'm going to do better. It's been 2 months since Emma's birthday. 2 months since everything came out. 2 months since my family finally saw the truth. Vanessa and I haven't spoken. My parents suggested family therapy, but Vanessa refused. She said she needed time. I'm okay with that. I don't need her apology right now. What I need is space. Space to heal. Space to rebuild my relationship with my parents. Space to figure out who I am without my sister's shadow looming over me. My relationship with my parents has improved. They've been making an effort to acknowledge my work, my talents, my life. It's not perfect, but it's better. And Emma? She calls me every week. She tells me about school, about books she's reading, about stories she's writing. She wants to be an artist when she grows up. I told her she can be anything she wants. Mrs. Calloway and I have stayed in touch. She's become like a grandmother to me. She checks in on me, invites me over for tea, and reminds me that standing up for myself was the right thing to do. You didn't ruin the party, she told me recently. You saved yourself. She's right. For years, I let Vanessa control the narrative. I let her erase me, diminish me, make me feel like I was less than. But I'm not less than. I never was. I'm talented. I'm creative. I'm worthy of love and recognition. And I don't need anyone's permission to believe that. A few weeks ago, I got a message from Vanessa. It was short. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't fix anything. But I am. I read it 3 times. Then I put my phone down. I'm not ready to forgive her yet. Maybe I never will be. And that's okay. Because forgiveness isn't something she's owed. It's something I might choose to give on my terms when I'm ready. Right now, I'm focused on me. On my work. On my relationships with people who actually see me and value me. I'm building a life I'm proud of. A life that isn't defined by my sister's jealousy or my parents' expectations. A life that's mine. If you're reading this and you have a family member who's been undermining you, sabotaging you, or making you feel invisible, know this. You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. And you're not alone. Toxic behavior doesn't always look like screaming and fighting. Sometimes it looks like a sister who hides your gifts. A parent who dismisses your achievements. A sibling who takes credit for your work. It's subtle. It's insidious. And it's designed to make you question yourself. But you don't have to accept it. You have the right to stand up for yourself. To demand to be seen. To refuse to be erased. It won't be easy. It might cost you relationships. It might make family gatherings uncomfortable. But your dignity, your truth, and your self-worth are more important than keeping the peace. I spent years trying to be the bigger person, trying not to rock the boat, trying to earn love and recognition from people who refused to give it. And it almost destroyed me. But I found my voice. I found my strength. And I found people who truly see me for who I am. You can too. Emma's storybook is sitting on her nightstand. She reads it every night before bed. And every time she does, she's reminded that she has the power to create her own world. That's what I want for her. And that's what I want for you. You have the power to create your own world. Don't let anyone take that from you. If this story resonated with you, drop a comment below. Share your experiences. Let's support each other. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about standing up, speaking out, and reclaiming your power. Thanks for listening.